Class 8. So last time we studied about preservatives. Yes, this is the final video for chapter number 2. Right now we are watching for chapter number 2. This is the final video. So preservatives is the way to preserve edible things. Yes, we can protect many things by different ways, using common salt, using vinegar, by sugar. So let's discuss, let's revise them, then we will go to the new topic. Okay, so you can see on the screen I have written. If you have not written, you can write down. Okay, salt and edible oils are the common chemical generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. If sometime edible things become worst, get rot, the reason behind it is microorganism, increasing of microorganisms. But we use salt and edible oils to check the growth of microorganisms because they stop the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, they are called preservative. That's why they are known as preservative, because they stop the growth of harmful microorganisms. Okay, we add salt or acid preservatives to pickles to prevent the attack of microbes. Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite are common preservatives. Yes, try to remember the name: sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite are common preservatives. These name are not given in your book. Okay, these names are not given in your book, but for your extra knowledge, if you are able to learn the name, then please learn forever. Sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite. Okay, they are also known as preservative because they stop the growth of microorganisms. Salt is also preservative, vinegar is also preservative, common salt is also preservative. Okay, and temperature, heat and cold treatment, it also work as a preservative. Means they protect them from the growth of microorganisms. Okay, so these are used: sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite are used in jam, squash, to check their spoilage. Yes, whether they get spoiled or not. Okay, if they are not spoiled, we can use them. So sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite, common salt, vinegar, sugar, they save, they protect from spoiling any edible thing. Okay, now let's discuss one by one. First we will discuss about the preservation by common salt. Okay, let's move on the next slide. It's preservation by common salt. How can we protect using common salt? Common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Yes, from many years, from many and many years, common salt we are using salt. Yes, do you know salt or not? Yes, I think you know. So salt has been using for many ages to preserve meat and fish. Yes, it is specially used to protect meat and fish. Yes, in restaurant, in non-veg restaurant, salt is used to protect meat and fish. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Yes, so what do? We cover them. We cover meat and fish with salt to check the growth of bacteria. To stop the growth of bacteria, we use common salt. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind. Yes, we also do salting. We also use salt to protect amla, to protect raw mango, to protect tamarind. Okay, it's not difficult topic. It's very easy topic. You can easily memorize. Okay, now let's move on the next point. Next slide. Okay, its next is preservation by oil and vinegar. Yes, oil and vinegar is also used to protect. Use of oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in such an environment. Yes. Why do we use oil and vinegar? To protect pickles. Yes, pickles we can protect because using oil and vinegar it protect the pickles from bacteria. So bacteria cannot live in such environment because of oil and vinegar. Vegetables, fruits, fish, meat are often preserved by the method. Yes, vegetables, fruits, fish and meat are often preserved using oil and vinegar. We can preserve, we can protect from the growth of bacteria using oil and vinegar. So it's very easy. So we use salt as well as oil and vinegar to preserve. Okay, salt is used to preserve meat and fish, and it is also used, salt is also used to preserve amla, raw mango, tamarind, and oil and vinegar they used to preserve vegetables, fruit, fish and pickles. Okay, I hope you understood. Please write down if you have not written. Okay, it's a very easy topic. Now let's move on the next slide. Okay kids, let's talk about the preservation by sugar. Yes, sugar is also used to protect. Do you know we use sugar in jam, we use sugar in jelly, yes, we use sugar in squash, we use sugar in sauce. Why do we use? Because to reduce the moisture content and to reduce the growth of bacteria, to protect from spoiling food. That's why we use sugar. So preservation by sugar. How can we preserve? Jams, jellies, you can read, jams, jellies and squashes are preserved by sugar. Yes, sugar reduce the moisture content. Yes, they reduce the quantity of moisture, means they reduce water which is present in the form of gas, they reduce it, and which inhibit means which stop the growth of bacteria which spoil food. Yes, which spoil food. So in this way sugar preserve. So jams, jellies and squishes are preserved by sugar. Sugar reduce the moisture content which stop the growth of bacteria. So that's why we can use jams, jelly for long period. That's why we can use jams, jellies for long period. Okay, understood? Now let's move on the next point. Okay, heat and cold treatment. Oh, yes, what is heat and cold treatment? You must have observed your mother boiling milk before it is stored or used. Boiling kill many microorganisms. Similarly, we keep our food in the refrigerator. Low temperature inhibit the growth of microorganisms. Yes, you know our mother boiled the milk. Yes, do you know our mother boiled the milk before using it or before putting in the refrigerator? Why? Because boiling kills the many bacteria. Boiling kills many microorganisms which are harmful. Similarly, we keep our food in the refrigerator. Low temperature inhibits the growth of microorganisms. Yes, we also keep the food in refrigerator. Why do we keep the food in fridge? Why do we put the food in fridge? Why do we keep the food in refrigerator? Because in refrigerator temperature is low. So low temperature stops the growth of bacteria. Low temperature always stop the growth of bacteria, inhibit the growth of microorganisms. You know, kids, in winter time, if you keep your food openly, if you keep your food openly in winter time, your food will not spoil. But if you will keep your food openly in summertime, if you keep your food openly in summertime, your food will spoil because of high temperature. In summer temperature is high, that's why food get spoiled. But in winter time food doesn't get spoiled. The reason behind it is low temperature. So by boiling means by heating, and by making cold means low temperature can save the food. can inhibit the growth of microorganisms. I hope you understood. So now let's go to the new topic. Let's read about Louis Pasteur. Let's move on the next point. Okay kids, Louis Pasteur. Let's talk about Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur is known for mainly two reasons. For mainly two reasons we know him. First is he discovered fermentation. What is fermentation? The process of conversion sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. He discovered it in 1857. So he is known for fermentation, and second he is also known for pasteurization. Okay, you can see the picture of Louis Pasteur on the screen. So Louis Pasteur was a French biologist. Yes, it was French biologist, microbiologist, means he knew about microorganisms, and he has good knowledge about the microorganism, insects, and chemist renowned for his discoveries of the principles of vaccination, microbial fermentation, and pasteurization. Yes, we know him because of discovery of principle of vaccination. Yes, he discovered the reason behind how does vaccination work, how does vaccine work, and how does he discovered pasteurization, fermentation. He is remembered for his remarkable breakthrough in the causes and prevention of the diseases, and his discoveries have saved many lives ever since. Yes, he is known for many work. He saved from many diseases. He discovered the causes and prevention of diseases. Yes. So Louis Pasteur is really a great scientist. Please write down about him. Okay. If you want to write complete paragraph, you can write, or if you can write first few lines. Which line? I am speaking the line, those line you can write. You no need to write complete paragraph. You no need to write complete paragraph. Only you can write few lines. I am speaking one by one. You can write those lines. Okay. First line. Louis Pasteur was a French biologist, microbiologist, and chemist renowned for his discovery on the principles of vaccination, microbial fermentation, and pasteurization. Last word is pasteurization. It's enough. It's enough about him, because we will write something more in next slide. Okay, let's move on the next slide. He reduced mortality from puerperal fever. Yes, he reduced mortality from fever. Yes. So what is the meaning of puerperal fever? What is the meaning of puerperal fever? It means it is related to woman who has just given birth to baby. So when woman suffer from puerperal fever, it is related to woman who has just given birth to baby. So he reduced the mortality rate. He reduced the mortality rate from puerperal fever and created the first vaccine for rabies and anthrax. Yes, he also created the first vaccine for rabies and anthrax. Okay, rabies is a disease occur due to the biting of dog. Okay, his medical discoveries provided direct support for the germ theory of disease and its application in clinical medicine. Yes, his medical discovery provided direct support for germs theory. He is best known for general public for his invention of the technique of treating milk and wine to stop. Yes. What is the meaning of pasteurization? What is the meaning of pasteurization? Pasteurization is a technique of treating milk to inhibit the growth of bacteria. You can write down, I am speaking. What is pasteurization? Pasteurization is the technique of treating milk and inhibit the growth of bacteria. What is pasteurization? Pasteurization is the technique of treating milk and inhibit the growth of bacteria in milk. So, milk that we use of different companies, Saras milk we use, yes, Lotus milk we use. So, they are actually pasteurized milk, yes, because they are based on the technique of Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur discovered a technique by which we can treat the milk and we can protect for 2 days. So, it was the technique of Louis Pasteur. So, he reduced the mortality from puerperal fever. He reduced the mortality rate from puerperal fever, created vaccine for rabies, anthrax, and he's best known for the invention of technique for treating milk and wine to stop, yes, and how to stop in a growth of bacteria in wine. So he was best known for all these. Okay, please write down all these, then let's move on the next point. Okay, it's as you can see, let's talk about the pasteurization in detail. Let's talk about pasteurization in detail. Okay, pasteurized milk can be consumed without boiling as it is free from harmful microbes. Yes, we no need to boil pasteurized milk. We no need to boil Saras milk. We no need to boil Lotus milk because they are harmful. They are without microbes. They are without microorganisms. Yes, they are protected, already protected. How to protect them? The milk is heated about 700 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. Yes, first of all, what do? We boil. At what temperature? We boil at 700 temperature. For how many minutes? For 15 to 30 seconds. We boil them for 15 to 30 seconds at 700 temperature. Then later what do? Then we chill and store them. Then we chill them, store them. So by storing, by decreasing the temperature, lowering the temperature, we can preserve. By doing so, it prevents the growth of microbes. Yes. If we do like this, we can protect the growth of microbes. This process was discovered by Louis Pasteur and it is called pasteurization. Yes. This process is known as pasteurization. So what is pasteurization? Pasteurization is a technique of treating milk by boiling, by heating at the temperature of 700 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds. Suddenly then chilled it and stored. By doing so, it prevents the growth of microorganisms. This process is known as pasteurization. Okay. Right now, storage and packing of fruits and vegetables are also done by this method. Okay. These days dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in seal and airtight packet to prevent the attack of microbes. Yes, because we do with them same things. Okay, I hope you understood. Please write down. I'm giving you 10 seconds. Okay kids, I hope you understood what is pasteurization. Okay, now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now let's talk about nitrogen fixation. I think you might have studied in 6th and 7th class about rhizobium bacteria. Do you remember you studied about rhizobium? Yes, it is involved in the fixation of nitrogen in leguminous plants, in pulses. Yes, you know, rhizobium convert the nitrogen gas present in our environment, which help in the growth of leguminous plants. Yes, it lives in the nodes of leguminous plants. In leguminous plants, root are the shelter for rhizobium, so it provides nitrogen, and in return leguminous plants provide food for rhizobium. Yes, do you remember we studied in 6th and 7th? Recall the rhizobium lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as beans and peas, with which it is symbiotic relationship. Yes, it makes symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship, do you know in 7th class you studied about symbiotic relationship? Symbiotic is a way of sharing food and shelter with each other. Yes, sharing food and shelter with each other. So rhizobium provide food for beans and peas. In return, beans and peas provide shelter for rhizobium. But you know that the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere remains constant. Yes, still the amount of nitrogen remains constant. So those kind of bacteria like rhizobium, they convert rhizobium convert nitrogen gas of atmosphere into nitrate. Nitrogen is converted into nitrate. Yes, those kind of bacteria are known as nitrogen fixing bacteria. Those kind of bacteria are known as nitrogen fixing bacteria because they convert. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now let's discuss nitrogen cycle. Okay, our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen gas. Yes, we know our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is one of the essential constituent of all living organisms as the part of protein, chlorophyll, nucleic acid and vitamins. Yes, nitrogen is one of the most important constituent of all living organisms as a part of protein. Yes, nitrogen is the part of protein, it is a part of chlorophyll, nucleic acid and vitamins. The atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. Yes, plants and animals cannot use nitrogen which is present in atmosphere directly. They cannot use directly. Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into compounds of nitrogen. Yes, some bacteria like rhizobium and blue-green algae, they convert the nitrogen gas into usable compound, usable form. Okay, once nitrogen is converted into these usable compound, it can be utilized by plants from the soil through their root system. When rhizobium, blue-green algae, bacteria convert the nitrogen which is present in atmosphere, they convert the nitrogen into usable form, it can be utilized by plants from the soil. Nitrogen is then used for synthesis of plants protein and other compounds. Yes, then nitrogen is used for the synthesis of plant protein. Nitrogen is used to prepare the protein of plants. Yes, It is used to prepare the protein of plants and many other compounds. Animals feeding on plants get these protein and other nitrogen compounds. So in this way, who herbivores animal which eat plants, they get protein and other nitrogen compound. Point number 1. Try to understand, kids. Point number 1. Point number 1 is our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen, but plant cannot use rightly. Point number 2. Many bacteria, blue-green algae, rhizobium convert this nitrogen into usable form. Point number 3. This usable form, usable compound is used by plants. Okay, used by plants. Okay. Point number 4. Point number 4 is they use, it means nitrogen compound, nitrogen form can be used by plants for the synthesis of plant protein and other compound. Point number 5. Animals feeding on plants get these protein and other nitrogen compound. Yes. Okay. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. Okay kids, I hope you understood. Now let's discuss something more about nitrogen cycle. Let's move on the next slide. When plants and animals die, bacteria and fungi present in soil converted into nitrogenous waste into nitrogenous compound to be used by plants. Yes. You know, first of all, what happens? Plants and animal eat plants. Animals eat plants. It means animal is getting nitrogen and protein compound from plants. Plants take nitrogen from atmosphere. Plants take nitrogen from atmosphere and they make protein compound. Okay, they prepare and many other compound. And animals eat plant, so they get nitrogen and protein compound from plants. Then what happens? When plants and animals die, then bacteria and fungi, which is present in soil, they again convert their waste into nitrogenous waste. Means they again convert into nitrogen compound. So it is again to be used by plants again. Yes. Certain other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back into the atmosphere. Yes, some bacteria convert them directly into nitrogen gas. As a result, the percentage of nitrogen in atmosphere remains same. Yes, it never changes. It remains always same. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, what happens? First of all, plants take nitrogen from atmosphere. Yes, rhizobium, some blue-green algae help to convert nitrogen which is present in atmosphere. Okay, and they prepare protein compound and many other compound which is used by animals. When plants and animals die, then again convert into nitrogenous compound. And some bacteria convert direct into nitrogen gas. So the percentage of nitrogen in atmosphere remains same. Okay, let's try to understand nitrogen cycle by a diagram. Okay, let's move on the next point. Okay kids, look the diagram carefully. Okay, nitrogen cycle diagram. First of all, I am giving you 10 seconds. Please check the diagram carefully. Okay, check the diagram carefully. Okay, look the word atmosphere. Can you see the word atmosphere? Can you see the word atmosphere? Yes. Now, tell me what is present in atmosphere. In atmosphere, nitrogen gas is present. The amount of nitrogen gas is almost 78%. Can you see the picture of nitrogen fixing bacteria? Can you see the picture of nitrogen fixing bacteria? Yes. What is the work of nitrogen fixing bacteria? Nitrogen fixing bacteria is present in biosphere. What is the work of nitrogen fixing bacteria? Nitrogen fixing bacteria convert this nitrogen gas into usable form. Which form? Nitrate. So nitrogen is converted into nitrate. Nitrogen is converted into nitrate by nitrogen fixing bacteria. Can you see the cow? What is cow eating? Cow is eating grass. Cow is eating grass. Grass is plant. Cow is eating plant. Cow is eating plants. Yes. So plant is getting nitrate. Nitrate is the form of nitrogen. Nitrate is the form of nitrogen. So plants are taking nitrates, and using nitrates, plants are making protein. Plants are making protein and other compound. And what is cow eating? Cow is eating plants. It means cow is getting protein and other nitrogenous compound from plant. Cow is getting protein and nitrogenous compound from plant. Can you see the picture of cloud and lightning? Can you see the picture of cloud and lightning? Cloud and lightning, what does it do? Cloud and lightning convert the nitrogen gas into ammonia. Cloud and lightning convert nitrogen gas into ammonia, and ammonia converted into nitrate, and ammonia converted into nitrate, and this nitrate is used by plants. Can you see the picture of factory industry? Can you see the picture of factory industry? Yes. Factory industry also release ammonia. Factory industries also release ammonia. Ammonia is converted into nitrate. Nitrate is used by plants, and plants are eaten by protein. Plants are eaten by cows. Yes. Then cows, when cow and other animals, when plants die, then some animals, they again convert bacteria and fungi. They again convert them. Plant waste and animal waste again converted into nitrogenous waste. Yes. And again can be used by plants. Okay. I hope you understood. Now, let's move on the next point. So kids, in this chapter we had seen these keywords. You can write these keywords. First is algae, antibiotics, antibodies, bacteria, carrier, communicable disease, fermentation, fungi, lactobacillus, microorganisms, nitrogen cycle, nitrogen fixation, pasteurization, pathogen, preservation, protozoa, rhizobium, vaccine, virus, yeast. So we had seen all these keywords. I am giving you 10 seconds. Please write down. I hope you have written algae, antibiotics, antibodies, bacteria, carrier, communicable disease, fermentation disease, fungi, lactobacillus, microorganisms, nitrogen cycle, nitrogen fixation, pasteurization, pathogen, preservation, protozoa, rhizobium, vaccine, virus, yeast. We had discussed all. Okay. Now it's time to ask question. Let's move on the next slide. Okay, it's time to ask question from you. Question number 1. Explain nitrogen cycle. Yes, what is nitrogen cycle? We know that our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is one of the essential constituents of all living organisms. It is part of protein, chlorophyll, nucleic acid and vitamins. Yes, the atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into compounds of nitrogen like nitrate. Once nitrogen is converted into these usable compound, it can be utilized by plants from the soil through their root system. Nitrogen is then used for the synthesis of plants' proteins and other compound. Animals feeding on plants get these protein and other nitrogen compound. Yes, when plants and animal die, bacteria, fungi present in soil convert the nitrogenous waste into nitrogenous compound to be used by plants again. Certain and other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back into the atmosphere. As a result, the percentage of nitrogen in atmosphere remain more or less constant. Question number 2. What do you mean by nitrogen fixation? Yes, nitrogen fixation is a process by which, what do we do? By which nitrogen is fixed, means nitrogen is converted into usable form. Yes, many bacteria, rhizobium, blue-green algae, they convert nitrogen which is present in atmosphere into usable form, means nitrate. So you might have studied about rhizobium in 6th and 7th class. Rhizobium, it is involved the fixation of nitrogen in leguminous plant, means pulses. Okay, rhizobium lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as beans and peas, with which it has symbiotic relationship. Sometimes nitrogen gets fixed through the action of lightning also. Okay, now let's see the next question. Question number 3. Explain pasteurization. Yes, what is pasteurization? Pasteurization is the process of treating milk. Yes, pasteurized milk can be consumed without boiling as it is free from harmful microbes. Yes, the milk is heated to about 700 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. By doing so, it prevents the growth of microbes. This process was also discovered by Louis Pasteur. It is called pasteurization. These days, dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in sealed and airtight packet to prevent the attack of microbes. Okay, so now the chapter is completed. Next class we will study chapter number 3. Okay, we'll meet in next class. Bye bye.